This is the story of Bandit. Bandit is a 4-week-old raccoon kit that we found in front of our house around 9 o'clock at night. Earlier in the day, the neighbors had hired a exterminator to come and evict the mom and her pups from underneath their house. After the exterminator came and sprayed the coyote piss all around the house, the mama raccoon took off. As she was running down the street, she had one of the kits in her mouth. She was trying to go house to house, trying to find somewhere to take her kit. And neighbors were outside with their brooms and everything, man, like, don't come under my house. And the people that had hired the exterminator said it would take a few days for the mama raccoon to move out, etc., etc. But that's not what happened. So we left here. It was a really chaotic scene. I have a hard time in my heart, you know, with babies being abandoned and everything, and people yelling and chaos. So me and the kids, we took off. I figured, you know, the mama raccoon would get it straightened out, or the people that had evicted the mom would get it straightened out. Excuse me. But at 9 o'clock that night when we came back, there was still one of the kits out front of the house here, and it was crying. It was going, and it was scared. And right around the corner, you could hear the coyotes. And coyotes, they got this sound when they're excited. They got this really creepy, wild sound to them, and they're yipping and happing, and they're just literally right around the corner. So my daughter says, "Dad, it's a raccoon." And I'm like, "Oh shit!" So I went and grabbed the glove, grabbed this little thing. It was spitting and hissing.
I'm gonna show you guys a big raccoon right now. Just right over here. Oh, no. Hi. Hi, little. This is Bandit. We found her in our little garage. Her mother abandoned her. Only like 4 weeks old. And we're going to be keeping her in my room. Poor Bandit. She had a big day today. She had a really big day today. Really scary day too. But luckily she found good people like us. So we're taking her in for a bit. Hi, Bandit. You're soft. Oh, Bandit, you're so sweet. So we're gonna be letting her rest for a bit. And then we're gonna figure out what to do when she gets home. Bye. Say bye, Bandit.
You know, my partner, Asha, and my daughters, Arcada and Alina, you know, who, you know, have the biggest hearts. You know, as with anything that we do, it's not so much what one person does, but what many people do together that really makes a difference. And having such a lovely family, you know, to support this crazy idea of bringing this wild beast into our house, you know, that it's yeah, it's important. It's actually really interesting animal. It is really little. Its eyes are kind of milky. It can't see that great. You know, I think it probably can't see more than 10 or 15 feet. And but I can feel it warming up to us right away. Like it knew we had somehow saved it from being eaten by the coyotes. So the other thing that I notice about raccoon kits is they have bad tempers. They're not like my own children. They got bad tempers, man. What I noticed was that this raccoon kit responded really well to audibles. It didn't respond well to me hissing at it or psst, saying no, you know, but it responded like when it was nibbling at me, and I would be like, ouch, ouch, and it would stop right away. So we definitely employed that into the training tactics with the little raccoon. And it also brought up, you know, some real conflictory thoughts on what to do, because it's a baby animal, it's a wild animal. It needs to return to the wild at some point, because it's gonna want to go back no matter what. And raising it here in Los Angeles bottle feeding it, etc., then, you know, if this raccoon gets out, it's going to get killed because somebody's going to have this raccoon come up to their kid and want a pet. And that ain't going to fly over too good here. So, you know, I can't keep it here, and I don't really know where to take it. And so I started calling around. I called the Wildlife Rescue Center here in Los Angeles, and they gave me some information. So I called this other person, and when I got in touch with this other person, they told me I needed to immediately call animal control so they could come take it and euthanize it. We named it Bandit, and you know, the kids are getting attached to it, and I'm getting really like more and more attached to it, but I'm more nervous because I know that, you know, this isn't something that this is a train headed to catastrophe right there. That's what that is. I'm right around a year and a half when this thing's full grown, and it wants to be back out in the wild, and there's no wild here for it. So then I come up with the idea, hey, you know, my uncle's up in Oregon, you know, hey, he's pretty wild. Let me put this thing with him. And I called him. I didn't really expect him actually to be open to the idea, but he was open to the idea, so I was pretty stoked about that. I'm like, yeah, all right, cool, man. At least I got a spot for it in like 5 months. That still presents a lot of issues, you know, especially here in my house trying to raise a wild raccoon for 5 months. Part of me has held off washing this raccoon, and I don't know why, but I keep holding off washing it. And there's just something that's just saying don't wash it, you know. And so I walk out of the house, and what do I see? There's Mama Raccoon right across the street. 5 days later, Mama Raccoon wandering around looking for her kids. Unbelievable. So cool. Unbelievable. So I immediately run in the house. I grab Bandit, and I come running back out, and I put Bandit down, and then I come back across the street and I start filming it. Now you can see Bandit doesn't know where to go, and Bandit looks like he's gonna start following me, and I can see the Mama Raccoon in there, and a truck comes zooming by, and I'm thinking, oh my God. I stop recording, I run back across the street, I get Bandit, and I run him and I put him closer into the carport. And I know I'm gonna spook Mama Raccoon, and I do, and she goes up the side fence. So now she's up on the side fence under the eaves. You can't really see her there, but she's right there. And I put Bandit down, and then I run back. And we'll see what happens here now. I think she hears Bandit making calls. Oh my God, she's coming down the pole. She's coming down the pole. Bandit the Raccoon and the family reunion. Look who we found. We found Bandit's mom. Look how happy Bandit is to be back with Mom. Bandit missed Mom a lot. Classic LA shot off through the trash cans. You know, a lot of people told me that, you know, what are you doing taking this raccoon in your house? It's a wild animal. And I spent some time myself thinking that, like, oh man, what am I doing taking this thing in here? It's a wild animal. And, but today, getting to see it go back to its mom made me feel so good. It was worth it, you know.